today's topic, which is how to overcome and cure imposter syndrome. I know for a fact, for the last 7 years I've been in this industry, that a lot of us face what we call imposter syndrome. And if this is a new term to you, if you're not really familiar with it, I'll break it down, specifically what it is, and how you can overcome it, right? Especially if you have some nervousness, shyness, not really sure what you can do. It's kind of a new thing to you. Will people listen to you? I want to see, what do y'all think it is? What do you think it is? And I'm gonna read some off in the comments. What do you think imposter syndrome is? Let's see what we got. So what I'm seeing is, I see one, faking it till you make it. Yep. I'm seeing not being confident in your craft. Yep. Who else? Faking it until you make it, not being confident in your craft. Who else? What else do you think imposter syndrome is? What is imposter syndrome? And don't Google it. I see some of y'all Googling it. Sean says mimicking someone else and not being authentic. So really, when people refer to imposter syndrome, what it comes down to is that people are afraid that they're going to be exposed for not really knowing as much as the world think that they know. Harvey says being something that they're not, right? So it's a fear of being exposed. It's a fear of being embarrassed. It's a fear of, what if I put myself out there and I'm not really as good as people say I am? What if I put myself out there that I can help people, and what if I really can't help people in the way that I think I can help them? Right? What if I give somebody good advice, or give them advice, and it doesn't go the way that I planned it to go? Or the advice doesn't turn out to be good, and then I'm exposed, and then it's backlash on me, right? So there is a level of fear that if I really put my best foot forward and I help people full out, that at some level it may not work out, or it may come back to me, or I may get exposed. That's really what it is. You feel like you're putting on some type of perception. You feel like you're putting on some type of mask. You feel like you're showing the world one thing, but in the background is something different. You're being fake. You're not being real. And that's true. And I can tell you that I even faced this. So I've been in the game almost 7 years, and I can tell you, being a guy from New York City, South Bronx, grew up in the hood, right? I can tell you that I didn't have the most supportive environment that was conducive to success and really doing more outside of what I saw on the block. So me going to college was a whole different thing. Me starting a business was a whole new thing. But when I really got to a point where I decided that I wanted to do this industry, guess what came up in my mind? What came up in my mind was, who do you think you are? How do you think you're going to go out and teach people, and you didn't come from a family of success? How do you think you're going to help people and you come from the hood? How do you think you're going to help people and you was eating syrup sandwiches? How do you think you're going to help somebody and you don't have this ultimate success in these areas? You don't have $1 million business, or you didn't grow up in a certain type of way, a certain type of environment. Why would people want to listen to me? We don't have imposter syndrome when it comes to us giving good advice. But as soon as we put on the hat of being a coach or a speaker, all of a sudden, we got the imposter syndrome. Follow what I'm saying? So a lot of it is mental, and those are the reasons why we feel like that. Remember that this whole journey, this whole coaching journey that we're on, this is a continual process, right? So you're always going to be learning. The more you jump on live sessions like this, the more that you get coaches, the more that you invest in coaches, or you invest in programs, you invest in books, you continue to learn, you jump on podcasts, you watching webinars. The more you continue to invest in your own mind, the more that you're going to learn. The more experience that you have, and you go out and just be a doer and just start doing things, the more experience you're going to have. So guess what? The more experience you have, the more you can help somebody. A lot of the conversation that I'm having with you today, there's no way I wouldn't have been able to have this conversation with you 6 years ago. Why is that? Because I've learned over the years. I've got a chance to work with a couple thousand speakers. I've got a chance to help over 1 million people online who got a chance to see my training and content. Right? I just got so much more experience. I got a lot more people who went through my online programs and went through my boot camps. Right? I've got a chance to have so many more consultations, so many more coaching, so much more coaching. It's so much things that and so much skills that I've been able to develop throughout the years. What it looks like and my level of confidence and how I'm able to speak to you today is different than how I would have been able to speak to you years ago. Meaning how the type of advice that I give today is better. It's better than it was years ago because I've learned more. And guess what? In the next 10 years is going to be even better, right? Hopefully we hear, or maybe we work together, or maybe you see me in another 1 year, 5 year, 10 years from now. I'm gonna be even more seasoned. When you get a chance to see trends of many people that you get a chance to work with, talk to, coach, consult in your industry, the better perspective you have. That's where wisdom comes from. You have better perspective. You've experienced more. You've been through more. As a result, that's going to give you more confidence. Feel what I'm saying? So that's number one. Is just give out your best advice. Put out content, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and just give the best advice you have up until this point. And don't worry about everything else. Just give it, whether it's a minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you do. The second thing is, write this down, is stop worrying about being judged and focus on who needs to be loved. Somebody write that in the chat. What suppresses our gift in going out and really helping people in the world is that we're focused on somebody else seeing us and judging us. Let's keep it 100. You worry about if your employer sees this, what they're going to say. If your spouse or a close friend sees this, what this is going to say. If somebody from your neighborhood sees this, what they're going to say. If your professor sees this, what they're going to say. Like if your parents see it, what they're going to say. A lot of us, we're worried about the judgments of other people, and that's suppressing us from putting out our full gift. And I'm going to tell you this, that is not about impressing them. The whole reason why you have this purpose and why you here and why it keeps coming up and why you keep thinking about it and you're going to sleep thinking about it and people keep telling you about it and you like, I want to go full time doing this one day and I want to travel doing this one day and I want to help people doing this one day and I want to be wealthy doing this one day. And all of it is possible. But you have to focus on helping the people who want to be helped, who want to be loved, who need your advice and guidance, and let everybody else who's not in support of that mission fall to the wayside. Number 3 is be truthful. Be truthful, meaning don't give false results. If you're struggling with imposter syndrome, don't give false results. I can tell you this today, because social media has a lot of people fooled. And it has people fooled because you tend to think people are getting results faster than they're actually getting it. Because all you see is the end result. All you see is the people following. All you see is the people commenting. All you see is the people who are buying the products. So all you see is them on the fancy trips and the vacations. That's all you see. But you don't know there's a lot of people out there frauding. That's one. And then the people who, legitly have it, you don't know their journey. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know how much they struggled through. You don't know what they had to go through to get that. Right? So we don't know the journey that people have been through in order to get, quote unquote, the results that they have, whether the results are real or not. But why is this important? Is because we tend to think that because we're just coming out as coaches, that we have to put ourselves on a either higher pedestal, or we have to act like we have bigger results to match up to these people. And I'm telling you that you don't have to be like that today. Like we're in a day and age where transparency is winning. If you didn't know that, authenticity is winning. Being real is winning. And actually being authentic and real about where you're really at in the journey that you're going through is actually more valuable than a person who acts like they have everything. Because guess what? The person who acts like they have everything, people can't really even identify with that anyway. Because I'm going to tell you a dirty little secret most people don't tell you. Especially most people at the top don't tell you. Is that people will identify more closely with the journey that it took to achieve what you want to achieve, or the top people at your industry, than the actual thing itself. Than the actual result itself.